The Whispered File, Beyond the Wall. In the winter of 1893, a man arrived unannounced at a Victorian tower house on the outskirts of San Francisco. What he found inside would haunt him for the rest of his life. He never fully explained what happened that night. But the letters he left behind suggest he witnessed something that shattered everything he believed about the boundary between this world and the next. The visitor was a wealthy merchant, freshly returned from years in Hong Kong. He'd made his fortune in the Orient and was traveling back to America to reconnect with old friends. One name stood out in his memory: Mohun Dampier, a schoolmate from decades before. They'd exchanged letters for a time, but correspondence had dwindled to nothing, as it does between men. The merchant decided to surprise him. San Francisco that January was brutal. Rain hammered the streets in sheets. The cab driver struggled to find the address, a sprawling, isolated property near the ocean beach, far from the city proper. The house itself was striking in its bleakness. No flowers, no grass, just 3 or 4 skeletal trees, thrashing in the wind like they were trying to escape. A 2-story brick structure with a tower rising from one corner. A single light burned in the tower window. The merchant climbed the stairs. At the landing, he found Dampier waiting. And something was profoundly wrong. The man he remembered, handsome, vital, strong, was nearly unrecognizable. Dampier had gone gray. His face was skeletal, deeply lined, the color of old paper. His eyes were enormous, burning with an intensity that made the visitor deeply uneasy. Dampier was cordial enough. He offered cigars. He made small talk. But there was a weight to him now, a shadow. When the merchant expressed his shock at the change, Dampier smiled and quoted Latin: "I am not what I once was." Then Dampier began to speak about the tower room, about what he'd been studying, about the wall, not the physical walls of the house, but something else, something he'd learned to perceive. He spoke about people on the other side of it, people who were still alive in a sense, people who wanted to come through. The merchant's account ends there. His letters become fragmentary, contradictory. He claims he saw something that night. He hints at a figure in the corner of the room that Dampier seemed to address, but that the merchant couldn't quite focus on. When he left the house before dawn, he never saw Dampier again. The house was sold within months. No forwarding address. What did the merchant witness in that tower? Was Dampier mad, or had he genuinely found a way to perceive what lies beyond?